Today's horoscope, Scorpio May 2nd, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. You're in great shape to make connections, further studies, and communicate effectively. Motivation levels increase, and mechanical and mental work can thrive. Communications tend to be powerful. It's also an opportunity period for partnerships, one-to-one relationships, and love. You can be well positioned to connect with someone special. As you open your mind to new ways of interacting and connecting, new worlds open to you. It's a powerful time for romance, creativity, and interacting in inspired ways. You could have a lucky break, or you could bring a pleasant surprise to someone's life, and it's rewarding. You are extremely attractive right now, particularly with a forward-looking, open attitude. Unusual or exciting romantic experiences are possible. Something might inspire you to try out a new creative hobby or adventure. A whole new cosmic vibe has been popping up for you to face. The energy of the moment now until June 17th, 2025 could divert you away from your romantic and personal life and push you to the grindstone in your career. Singles and couples may notice that they aren't able to spend as much time loving and snuggling as much as they may want, but as long as you communicate with suitors or partners, you should be fine. Yet, this energy can put singles in connection with possible lovers who are mighty, so if you're looking to social climb, use this time wisely. You can see clearly what you need to do and how to do it. The vision will persist, but make sure you sketch out a plan before you snap into action. Your meticulous research will be well worth the time. Today's aspect gives you the feeling that nothing will be perfect unless you do it. Do you recognize those feelings? The anxiety in this mindset is fairly particular to you. The work ethic, the attention to detail, the stress about whether or not something's perfect, all you. Well, take a deep breath and remind yourself that nothing is ever perfect. What's most important is how people feel how you feel. Your heart is in the right place, and that's all that matters. Don't let your fierce independence alienate you from others. As a personality, yours is a free spirit that usually makes its own rules. You live by your own boundaries and set very high standards for yourself. While this serves you well in your pursuit of financial gain and recognition, it can leave you lonely if you aren't attentive. Be sure that you don't become so independent that you forget how to interact with other people. Share some time on this day. While Venus will start the day in a playful and creative part of your chart but end the day in your busy work sector, life is not going to suddenly become all work and no play. That would have been the case even if the moon wasn't returning to an adventurous part of your chart a few hours later, for she leaves behind Saturn, who in his final weeks is resolved to taking this seriously. Meanwhile, a month after leaving, as Venus returns to your work sector today, it will be to find that your options and resources on the job and career fronts have grown considerably in that time. A month after retrograding back into your romantic sector for a do-over, Venus, the planet of love, leaves today, but with wraparound support when it comes to keeping the spirit of romance alive. Not only is a friendly aspect between Saturn here and the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment in Scorpio that peaked earlier in the week, still tight, but the moon's return to an adventurous part of your chart just after Venus leaves will bring the spirit of romance, adventure, and nostalgia together. Daily Planetary Overview. Today's cosmic energy brings a fascinating opportunity for transformation, self-discovery, and reflection as Uranus in grounded Taurus forms a harmonious sextile with the North Node in intuitive Pisces and a supportive trine with the South Node in thoughtful Virgo. This celestial alignment can stir deep shifts in your personal fate and destiny, though not necessarily in ways you expect. You may notice unusual twists of fate beginning to unfold. These changes might arrive suddenly or subtly, showing up as a chance meeting, a flash of inspiration, or a situation that reawakens something from your past. While these moments can feel disorienting at first, they often lead to pivotal breakthroughs, especially when you're open to learning from them. Interestingly, this period might also bring a strong urge to return to old patterns or habits. Perhaps you're revisiting a former mindset, rekindling an old friendship, or slipping back into routines you thought you had outgrown. And while that might feel like you're taking a step backward, it can actually serve a greater purpose. There's wisdom in returning. Sometimes we have to look back to understand how far we've come, and occasionally, something from our past still holds value for our present journey. Take this as an invitation to reflect. Ask yourself, what habits or beliefs are resurfacing? Are they here to teach you something or to remind you of who you no longer are? Sometimes what feels like stagnation is actually a moment of incubation, a quiet space before a major leap forward. As your mind becomes more alert and your curiosity expands, you may feel a strong desire to explore new ideas, perspectives, or experiences. It's a great time to engage in learning, whether through books, conversations, travel, or simply paying closer attention to your surroundings. But remember, while it's energizing to feed your mind, too much input can become overwhelming. Give yourself permission to slow down. Let things settle so you can absorb them fully and use what you learn in meaningful ways. If life starts to feel hectic or scattered, grounding practices will help tremendously. Whether it's taking a mindful walk through nature, meditating in silence, or spending time moving your body, give yourself time to reconnect. These small resets can do wonders for your mental clarity and emotional well-being. One of your greatest strengths right now is your ability to communicate with clarity and purpose. If there's something weighing on your mind, whether it's a disagreement, a lingering question, or an idea you've been wanting to share, don't hold back. Now is the time to speak up. Be honest, but also be open. Show others that you value their input as much as your own. This openness can bring healing, understanding, and maybe even a solution to a long-standing issue. Of course, there are also challenges on the horizon. Complications that have been quietly building may now come into focus. While it can be tempting to avoid these issues, procrastination only allows them to grow. If something needs your attention, take a deep breath and face it head-on. Often, the anticipation of a problem is more daunting than the reality. And when you act from a place of courage, you often find you're more capable than you ever imagined. There is a noticeable flow to your actions right now. You might find that things fall into place with less resistance than usual. Use this momentum to make progress toward your dreams and goals, but keep your pace sustainable. It's easy to overestimate your capacity when everything feels on. Be mindful not to take on more than you can reasonably handle. True growth doesn't come from burning out, it comes from steady, aligned effort. In terms of finances, this is a time to be wise, not impulsive. Even if you feel financially stable or optimistic, it's important to pause and assess the details, especially when lending money or agreeing to financial arrangements. If someone approaches you with a proposal that sounds too good to be true, trust your gut. Protecting your resources now ensures your peace of mind later. A practical rule of thumb: if it's worth agreeing to, it's worth putting in writing. And finally, don't overlook the signals your body is sending. If you've been putting off exercise or letting your physical health slide, this is your cue to make a change. You're filled with energy, why not use it to support your well-being? Start with something simple and enjoyable, whether it's a short jog, dancing to your favorite music, or stretching outdoors. The important part is to move. Your body wants to thrive just as much as your mind does. This is your moment to listen to your intuition, lean into your personal power, and trust that the universe is nudging you exactly where you need to be.